Hi everybody, welcome to video number 11 of our 27-day devotional series based on the book, A Time to Dance, Chasing Joy in Difficult Seasons. Today we're going to be talking about chapter number 11, which I really feel like is a truly powerful chapter because it's all about the God who sees us, not as one of many in a crowd, but individually, personally, and on a very intimate level. And I know we talk a lot about that in this devotional series, but I really feel like that this chapter specifically, what we talk about, was such a paradigm shift for me in my healing. And it made such a big difference for me, not only in my relationship with God, but truly in my journey overall. Even when it comes to, the umbrella of life every day, this piece right here was so powerful. It's like a very direct, detail, but at the same time, it packs such a powerful punch that it was truly life-changing for me. So what are we talking about? We are talking about a God who sees us on a very individual and personal level. And the reason why I feel like that was so important for me to include a chapter about was because there was a long time in my walk that I just kind of saw God as this incredible, powerful being that sat up above and watched us. And, when we tripped up or when we made mistakes, he would kind of, correct us and get us back on track and things like that. But I never understood the truth about what an incredibly intimate relationship we could have with God and how he truly is with us every single day. And when I went through my very difficult journey through healing, when I met that bathroom floor and I met a father who met me there and held me, I began to truly understand that we have a father who walks with us not just in the big, but he walks with us literally in the everyday, in the mundane, in every piece and part of our journey through life, that he's been there since day one. Before day one, he wove me together in my mother's womb, and truly he knows every piece of my journey. He knows every part that brought me shame, every part that brought me pain, every piece that gave me joy. He knows the sound of my laughter. He knows the smile on my face. I mean, we have a Heavenly Father who knows us that intimately. But how do we allow that to become something that truly transforms our relationship with him? Well, I believe very, very strongly that someone can't tell you that you have a father that walks with you every day and have you believe that into your very core of who you are. It is through experiencing that yourself that the faith of that grows, that you begin to realize, how much God truly loves you and how he not only meets you there in your bathroom floor moments, he's not only there to help you put together the pieces, but in every moment of your life, he is pouring into you and he loves you. Whether you are running, whether you are calling out his name and drawing close to him, no matter where you are in life, he is right there. And I think what's so powerful about that in our healing journey is because I know when I hit that bathroom floor moment, there's that piece of it where you feel like you look up and the world just keeps moving around you. Everyone's fast paced, everyone's going, and everything's just going on like normal. But for you, your life just imploded and this sudden punch to the gut happened where you're standing at a dead still and everyone's rushing around you. And it's almost like you're desperate for someone to look up and notice that you're standing there and that your life literally just fell apart. And you just need somebody to look up and notice and to hold you through that and remind you who you are and that you're going to be okay. And that's where, God met me. And it was like this incredible experience that he met me there. But then he didn't stop there. He began to show me and pour into me in my everyday. Even the days that I was having beautiful, joyful days, he began to pour into me. And suddenly I began to recognize that he's not just the God of the big, earth-shattering moments, but he's also the God of the little and the mundane in that intimate relationship where he walks with us every day. And there's a quote, there's something that I say in my book that I still hold on to very much, and that is when you begin to see God in even the little things, you begin to truly experience and see God in everything. And that's really what this chapter is about. I really hope you enjoyed the stories I shared in there, because they're such powerful reminders that even when we're not facing an earth-shattering moment, even when we're facing, a day that we feel joy, or the day that we're happy, or a want that we have that may not be a need, but it's a want. It's just a desire of our heart. And we look at it and we think, oh, well, that must be so trivial, because look at all these other things that people are experiencing and facing. These stories that I shared in that chapter remind us that God is not only the God of the big, but he is the God who pours over us in the things that we feel may be small or trivial or mundane. He still pours that into us. Why? Because he is the God who wants us to know. He wants us to know that he is with us every day, that he is walking with us through every experience in life, the things that bring us joy, the moments that bring us pain. He is there through it all. And I think that's the true paradigm shift that I experienced, that I talk about in this chapter, is that I no longer saw God as just the God who sits over above, watching out for the big moments where we cry out to him. No, he is the God who sits with us in the everyday. And so the challenge, the takeaway that I hope that you experienced in this chapter was to really, truly walk every day looking for those love notes, those moments that God's just pouring a little love note into your day and saying, I love you. I know this was something that your heart desired. It may not seem like it's a big need to you, but I want to pour over you with my love, and we think about, right, for those of us that have children, we don't just pick them up when they have boo-boos. We don't just scoop them up when they have boo-boos. We pour over them all the time in little ways. We buy their favorite little treat, or we pick them up early from school to take them for a surprise lunch. We pour over them in all these little ways. And I think when we start realizing that our Heavenly Father does the same to us, it's incredible the joy that it pours into us, because we begin to notice his little kisses, his little love notes, his little touches throughout the day. And it just brings such joy to us to know that we have a Heavenly Father who is pouring over us in every part of every day of every season that we are walking through. And I wanted to share a Bible verse with you that I felt like was really powerful as far as, when we're walking through those difficult seasons. But I feel like pulling a piece out of that also helps us realize when we walk through everyday seasons as well. And this is a Bible verse that you're familiar with. It is Isaiah 43, 1-2. And I am reading from the New Living Translation. It says, when you go through deep waters, I will be with you. When you go through rivers of difficulty, you will not drown. When you walk through the fire of oppression, you will not be burned up. The flames will not consume you. And I wanted to read that for a couple of different reasons. Number one, if you are struggling through a difficult season right now as you're watching these videos, and you feel like the world is zooming past you unchanged as you sit there and your whole world just changed in a matter of moments, I want you to understand that you have a Heavenly Father who promises that he is right there with you. When you feel unnoticed, when you feel unseen, when you feel misunderstood, when you feel like the world is zooming around you and nobody is looking up and noticing your pain, I want you to understand that you have a Heavenly Father who is scooping you up, who is holding you as you pour out your heart to him, and he is there through that moment with you. But I also want you to understand, if you're not traveling through a difficult season, if you're just traveling through life, whether it's the mundane or you're in a joyful season or you're in a season of healing, whatever season you are experiencing right now, understand those words are still the same. I will be with you. And that's his promise to you, that every day he is with you. And when we start recognizing him, like I said, in the little things, suddenly we begin to experience him in everything. So that's my challenge to you guys with chapter 11. I hope you enjoyed chapter 11. There's a lot of chapter 11 that I didn't go through in this video because it's truly just a lot of stories from family members and friends who shared with me how God poured into their everyday. And so that's really what I wanted to share with you in that chapter. But the challenge is there as well, and it's a fun challenge. It's a joyful challenge. It's something that can truly just change everything about your relationship with God. And that is this: Watch for his love notes this week. Watch for his kisses. Watch for the way he's pouring over you in the little things as well as the big. And if you are traveling through a difficult season, anchor yourself to the fact that he is there with you. Anchor your faith in your promiser. Anchor your faith in a Father that loves you so much. When Mary and Martha, when their brother died, Jesus knew he was going to raise him from the dead, and yet he grieved. He grieved with them over the loss of their brother. And what I am telling you is, anchor yourself in the fact that you have a heavenly Father who cries with you as he holds you. He loves you so much that he holds you through that, and he pours his heart into you, and he is right there with you. And you may feel unnoticed by the rest of the world that's buzzing around you, but you are never unnoticed by the Father who loves you more than words could express, more than we can even begin to comprehend. So regardless of what season you find yourself in, I just challenge you to look for his love notes today. And that is what I wanted to pour into you guys in this video number 11 from chapter number 11. I hope you enjoyed the chapter. I hope you enjoyed the stories. I hope they brought you joy and hope and maybe even a little peace and comfort. And I look forward to chapter number 12 with you guys, because chapter number 12 was really just a very powerful chapter for me, because it's all about fear and how I walked through a lot of my life with this true, I just faced everything with fear. And it caused so much anxiety, and it stole so much joy from me. And I thought that the only way through fear was to finally get that willpower that says, I'm not going to fear this, where it says faith over fear. But really, this chapter has so much grace in it, because God taught me that it's not a matter of willpower. It's just this incredible thing that he began to teach me about my relationship with him. So I look forward to chapter number 12 with you guys. I hope you have a beautiful and blessed day, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.